We are definitely 8:30. I need to wait till before I can start. And welcome back. I hope every one of you enjoy a lovely breakfast. And now you are energized for the day. As I mentioned, we are going to investigate contemplations of feelings for this retreat. And especially would like to say that the contemplation of feelings is a skill or tools that we can develop and cultivate. And but you will ask, why feelings? And all of us spend most of the time trying to avoid unpleasant feelings and trying to get pleasant feelings or maximize our maximum feelings. Like all of us are sitting here, we'll shift a little bit, because it is uncomfortable, painful, or numb on our legs. So we try to shift. So that is because we have unpleasant feelings, so that we're trying to move. And besides that, we do lots of things trying to avoid unpleasant feelings. Looking at our internet, scrolling through your phone. I don't know how many of you have feel a little bit bored or already started to take out your phone to scroll through the internet. And before I forget, I also would like to ask you, if you come into the room, this hall, if you have your phone with you, please kindly put it on silent or switch it off here, so that we will not disturb other people. So your gift to each other is to at least maintain this space to be quiet and peaceful. So where I'm up to. So talking about how we trying to maximize our pleasant feelings and how we trying to avoid unpleasant feelings. Things such as switch on the television or go on to, Facebook, blog, listen to music, go to movies or even going for a walk. Yes, it is wholesome, more wholesome than we trying to use smoking, drinking alcohol, or all sorts of other unwholesome way to get rid of our unpleasant feelings. So unpleasant feelings can be bodily or mentally. So that we can see that such a big, most part of our time is spending in trying to avoid unpleasant feelings. And that's why you're here. We're trying to, besides you would like to go start or continue your spiritual path, we're also trying to avoid the unpleasant feelings, whatever unpleasant feelings outside this bubble of peace and quietness outside. And that is, I've heard someone told me that they went on a retreat completely opposite of this. So this one, you're encouraged to be at peace, quiet, and live as simple as you can, especially for these 2 days. But I heard someone, they sign up for a retreat that for maximum luxuries. So they be encouraged to try to inspire them, to stimulate them to want more, to how to invest their funds and how to, so they went on to, I think there's a cruise, they have any food that you can think of. I don't know what you crave for. Think about lobster or whatever, wine, whatever. So they being encouraged to want more. So that they have the drive to pursue the strive for the highest. So that is one type of retreat. So I think they went for a weekend or 5 days or whatever. I can't remember. It's a long time ago that someone told me that. And while here, we say, no, live life simple. Actually, it's true. You don't need more to be happy. So we are learning here you don't need more to be well and happy. Rather than you need to work harder and so that you have more, so that you can have the biggest house or a mansion or biggest boat and go on to the most luxurious holiday. You come to holiday at Jhana Grove. That is the best holiday. I can keep on naming you all the way that we are trying to increase our pleasant feelings. Go for massage. What else I put down there? They are all those things is to for the maximum enjoyment for us. You know how much money it is in the entertainment industry. If only a portion of it be redirected or spread out into the countries that do not have enough food to eat, it will be so much more better. So we can play a part of it rather than chasing that pleasant feelings or experiences in any other way. However, I must mention sometimes we are also comfortable with the unpleasant situations. Sadness, difficult situations, or anything, grief, or even we get caught into abusive situations, any situation, but we are too afraid or have the anxiety to get out of the situation. So we are afraid of the change, acts, and other type of feelings that we can get caught in. So not just pleasant, and also unwillingness to change, because we don't know anything outside that I use the word bubble of unpleasantness. Example, I heard this many times. I think I heard this first time from Ajahn Brahm, okay? So tadpole in the water. So all the tadpole in the life of tadpole only can see, all they know is water. Until one day, the tadpole grow up, mature enough, and get enough courage to jump out from the water, go to the dry land, and just say, hey, that's blue sky. That's beautiful bush around us. The same thing for some of us. I'm not judging, because sometimes we're in that situation that we might feel that we don't have a choice. So we just keep on staying in that situation until one day, really like this tadpole, you jump out into the dry land. Then you know there is something else outside. I have been in not quite conducive situation, not quite the best situation for me, for as a person, for my life, or to go on to a journey that is suitable for me. So until we can see that, we will just keep on staying in the unpleasant feelings, or we keep on staying in that pleasant situations. So depending which scale we are into. That's why I love the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha always say middle way. If you are this end, the Buddha trying to push you in the middle. If you are in the other end, Buddha trying to say, well, look at this, you can have another choice. So, so for this retreat, we are going to look into the Dharma. All of you here, contemplation of feelings. So you can find out a lot of other information, internet, or go to see a therapist, whatever. But you want to know, or we want to know, what the Buddha say. That is the interesting part. I'm going to go on later. I'm going to read some suttas. We want to hear what the Buddha say. And this will give us the inspiration, say, yes, that's why I want to practice, that's why I want to develop the skills. We're going to talk about it more. I'm just going to tell you a bit more stories. So we all want peace, happiness. Now, we don't want sadness, anger, jealousy, irritation, agitation, all the negative qualities or situation we're in. So we need to know what is feelings and what we can do to cultivate that. I'm just going to give you some more examples. Someone who is non-Buddhist, they have whose wife passed away, the wife of 40 years. And their Buddhist friend trying to tell this man, say, you have to let go, you need to move on. And this man turned around and asked another Buddhist friend, say, how to let go? Which is true. Sometimes we keep on hearing people telling us, they say, let go, let go. Easy said than done. I'm sure some of you will agree with me. No matter how much we know. Yes, you can say that it is easy. You can just like this pen, just drop it. Oh, that's easy. But how to really have enough wisdom and courage and the practice and the faith and confidence to drop it, that is the trick that we would like to practice and learn about it. Because this is not just, it seems like flick of the coin, but yet it takes time and practice. And I have another simile. This one is from Ayya that I love. You know, just like you're walking and you saw someone drowning in the pool, instead, you probably know the person or whatever. You try to tell the person that, I told you, you need to learn how to swim. I have told you so many times, but you've never done it. See what happened? You're going to get drowned. But while the person is getting down, so this time is they need a floaties or a stick, or you jump in trying to help them to safety first. Same thing for us. Don't wait to the time that we really need to let go or really need to understand, let go of our feelings. And I'm going to talk more about how to relate the feelings to the actions that we are doing and all those things. So don't wait till then. We need to, while you are sitting here, some of you might say, well, I have nothing special on, I don't need to let go. Have the skill now. Then when it is time you need to, and all of us going to die, the time that on our deathbed, we need to be able to let go whatever feelings we have. You know, anger, love. So that is something that we definitely can practice for, and we don't know when it is going to come. So I'm going to talk a bit more about feelings. So feelings in those that who are very in no Pali is Vedana. Is in the teaching of the Buddha is understood as the bare sensation experience as pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And it is one of the foundation, the second foundation of mindfulness. And also, it is the second of the 5 aggregates, which that constitute conventionally we call a person. So for a person, I love to do flow chart. You can come and have a look. It must be from my previous life before I become a nun. So I have a flow chart about, I can show you. So I like to draw things with arrows, trying to understand what the Buddha say. I got charts and flow charts. when I'm trying to understand something. That's me. That's easier for me to understand. So the 5 aggregates, that is the form, the body, the feelings, our perception, our choices, our will, and the consciousness. So the 5 things together that we call a person. So feelings is one of them. So it is very important. And so the meeting, this is the one that I did a flow chart. The meeting of the 3 factors, so the sense organs, and the object, and the consciousness is called contact. I'm going to explain more. I'm just going to go through first. And the contact, which is, you can say there's contact. You can use the word sense impression or impact. In Pali, it's called phassa. So this contact is 6-fold. So because we have 6 sense organs, so the eye, the ear, the nose, the mouth, the skin, the touch, and then the mind object. Not sure, I counted 6. I give you an example. I'm going to give you 2. So this bell, your eye, without the eye, you try. I don't put anything up. If you close your eye, you have no idea. I have hold this on up. You will not know what is it. You don't even know what is happening. You can hear, but you can't see. But all of you, because your eyes, you see this, a bell. So that is your sense organ, the eye. And the object is this. We label it a bell. Because if you show it to a baby, they will have no idea. Or even a cat or a dog, I'm not quite sure they can see, but if they can see any other beings, they will not know this is called the bell. And the consciousness, the word bell, you can see an object, round shape, whatever you describe it. And then the consciousness, because we learn in the past, we call this a bell. And I have ring the bell a few times. So you know that it makes a sound. Okay, it's 1. Another one that I like to use the mind object. It just occurred to me while I'm having breakfast, what you do. Today is 14th of December. So mind object. For 22 years ago, I have my anagarika ceremony. So yesterday, the chain, my teacher shaved my hair. And then today, we have in the monastery, in Dhammasara Monastery, there is a ceremony to formally put on the white robes and shave in hand, take the 8 precepts, so 8 precepts as a trainee. And I took dependency on my teacher to declare that she's my teacher. I'm going to learn from her. And there's quite a number of people of that. I don't know who else. You there? A shaman? No, they're not there at the time. Arrow say. So they got at least 1 person 22 years ago. That is started off with the mind object. Okay, that is the sense organ. The contact, the object, that is 14th of December. And I'm going to do this contemplation of feelings that I'm contemplating and reflecting. And the consciousness. Remember 14th of December, that is a special day. And it happened to be on the retreat. I attended my first retreat too in Safety Bay with my teacher as well, but not on 14th of December. I can't remember what is the date. I can tell you more story, but might not have time, my naughty story. So that is the sense object, the mind, and the object that is the sense organ, the object is the date, 14th of December, at a retreat. And the consciousness, so all the remembering and all the story about, head shaving, pleasant feelings arising, that is, I can inspire myself, say, wow, 22 years ago, that's pretty good. That is what we consider as contact. Okay, so after finish the contact, feeling arises from contact. So without the contact, we will not have feelings. And so after the feelings, those of you who know the dependent origination, so contact conditions, so the six sense base that I mentioned, all the different organs and conditions contact, from contact conditions feelings, and that is where feelings come from. And then from feelings is conditions craving. So without contact, we will not arise feelings. I will not feel nostalgia about, 22 years ago, and remembering my teacher, Ayya Vayama, she passed away 3 years ago. So that will not have it cascading down, or then other feelings that are, say, craving, wish she's here, or something. So that is a chain of reaction. So we can see that's why here you have no television. You have to look into your mind. So you cut out some of the sense, the contact from some of the sense organ. So it's a time I got to move on. And so I'm going to go through and show you read through some sutras. And so that you know it's not what Ayya Seri say, it's what the Buddha say. It's hold much more power. Okay. So the first sutras I'm going to read, and you can see how wise the Buddha is about the teaching. It is applicable even 2,600 years down the track. That's how I feel. I used to use the word, when I talk to my teacher, I used to say to her, wow, the Buddha is so clever. She said, he's not clever, he is wise. Use the wrong word. So I'm going to read through one of the sutras. It is in Majjhima Nikaya, number 44. I'm not reading through the whole sutra. If later on, whoever who want to know the sutra number, you come to see me, and then I can give it to probably later to circulate. But it's not the whole sutra. You probably don't want to read the whole sutra. If, let's say, number 44 from Ajahn Sujato's that I printed out is 5 pages. Don't have time to read through the whole thing because this is not sutra studies. I'm going to read through the part that's relevant to this contemplation of feelings, okay? And this sutra, number 44, is called Kalavadela Sutra, the shortest series of questions and answers. That is the title given by Bhikkhu Bodhi. There's Ajahn Sujato call it the shorter elaborations. If you're familiar about Sutra Centra. Okay, I'm going to read the first section. I'm going to make a comment about it. First have I heard, on one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Rajagaha in the bamboo grove, as in India, the squirrel sanctuary. Then the lay follower, a lay person, Visakha, so it's not the female Visakha, this one is a male, a man. Visakha went to the bhikkhuni Dhammadina, and after paying homage to her, he sat down on one side and asked her. I'm going to stop here. It is significant to me, to us as bhikkhuni, and in India, during that time, the caste system, female and male, the hierarchy, the man always is the one who get all the education, the training, and not the female. But the significance of this sutra is, you can see that a layman called Visakha went to see Bhikkhuni Dhammadina. And he sat down, he paid respect, and sat down at one side and asked her questions. So that's significant in that society during that time, 2,600 years ago. And another thing that I want to mention, Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammadina, actually she is foremost in teaching. So in Buddha's time, there are different monks and nuns that the Buddha considered they are foremost in certain qualities. So Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammadina is foremost in teaching. And another interesting sidetrack or history or fact, this weekend, tomorrow is full moon in the Thai traditions. It is the day that in December, it is the day that traditionally is recorded or believed that Venerable Bhikkhuni Sanghamitra took the ordination of Bhikkhuni ordination from India to Sri Lanka. That's the first time the Bhikkhuni ordination started to spread out. That's why you got 2 Bhikkhunis here. So that is a wonderful thing to remember. And so that's another of my sense organ, mind, to my object of thinking, oh wow, 15, this weekend, I happen to be at Jhana Grove. I didn't choose the date, okay? Just being asked, yes, we would like to conduct this retreat. I say yes. But then when it comes close, I say, wow, that is significant. And it's significant. I actually did make an effort trying to look for a sutra or something teaching by a bhikkhuni during Buddha's time. So I happen to have one. So there you go. So it's very significant to all of us. So now we come to the part about feelings. So that's the questions by the layman Visakha. They use the word lady. How many kinds of feelings are there? Friend Visakha, there are 3 kinds of feeling: pleasant feelings, painful feelings, and neither painful nor pleasant feelings. So that's what we say about there is feelings, pleasant, painful, that is unpleasant, and neutral feelings. There's 3 types of feelings. You might say that is by Bhikkhuni Dhammadina, not by the Buddha. I don't think I have the other, I have. At the end of this conversation between Visakha and Bhikkhuni Dhammadina, the Visakha actually went to see the Buddha because Venerable Bhikkhuni say, okay, go away now, you have enough questions. So he went to see the Buddha, and the Buddha asked him, what you have talked about, and he told the Buddha their conversation. The Buddha say, yes, just to be exact, I have the sutra here. And the Buddha say, the nun Dhammadina is astute, Visakha. She has great wisdom. If you come to ask this question, I would answer it exactly the same way as the nun Dhammadina. That is what it means, and that's how you should remember it. So that's the words of the Buddha in the same sutra by the Buddha talking about their conversation. So now go back to our feelings. But lady, what is pleasant feeling? What is painful feelings? What is neutral feelings? Friend Visakha, whatever is felt bodily or mentally as pleasant and soothing is pleasant feeling. Whatever is felt bodily or mentally as painful and hurting is painful feelings. Whatever is felt bodily or mentally as neither soothing nor hurting is neutral feelings. I'm going to stop here. You say, what is the big deal? We all know about this. But this is great to demonstrate how much clarity the Buddha has. Imagine this is and so is Bhikkhuni Dhammadina. How much clarity that they have during that time. So all this definition of feelings or whatever psychology or whatever modern terms you use have been defined by the Buddha. So it gives us much more confidence and faith in the words of the Buddha, because you can see the clarity that he and as well as the bhikkhuni has. So we say anything that is feel bodily and mentally that is pleasant, so it is called pleasant feelings. And the other thing I'm going to go to say more about neutral feeling. So something that you are not either not soothing or hurting is called neutral feelings. The other one that you can say is the person is a bit bored, that you probably don't have the feeling boredom or confusion. So you lack of exactly sort of a definition or clarity of what your feelings. I'm going to demonstrate to you one of the sutra. There is no mixed feelings. There is no gray area. We feel, we are not sure, there's mixed feelings. It's just us, lack of mindfulness. We do not able to sort of pinpoint, have the sharpness and awareness to really feel that this is unpleasant or pleasant, or neutral. We just have mixed feeling, thinking that it could be pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, but we just don't know how we feel. So we say, I have mixed feelings. I will show you that. I was so excited when I saw the sutra. I said, there you go, there's no gray area for this one. I'm going to continue to read that. Lady, what is pleasant and what is... I just want to say, Ajahn Sujato used the translation, lady, he used ma'am. I don't like either one of them. Anyhow, but I think he say the Pali is use Ayya, so that's why the translation is ma'am. You can say venerable, venerable lady. What is pleasant and what is painful in regard to pleasant feelings? So painful, pleasant feelings, there is pleasant and unpleasant as well, okay? So this, what is painful and what is pleasant in regard to painful feelings? What is pleasant and what is painful in regard to neither, in regard to neutral feelings? So Bhikkhuni Dhammadina replied, pleasant feeling is pleasant when it persists. So we want to have, when it keeps on going, we like it, but after a while, we actually get numb by it. We want more. So our level of want more pleasant feelings because we don't get the hype anymore. So we need, like drug, we need more so that we can get more pleasant feelings. And painful when it changes. So it changes even it is not unpleasant, just changes from there to there. Like we feel wonderful today because the temperature have dropped down, I don't know what it is yesterday or a few days ago, 40, and now 30 or 29. We feel pleasant. If it goes from 20 to 29, we say it's hot. I say the same thing. So that is, you see, but it is painful when it changes, even though it might not be really bad change. Painful feeling is painful when it persists, pleasant when it changes. Like the weather, is it today is very cool, going to climb out a bit later, not really that cool, we would like it to be. I'm like the Goldilocks, I like 25. 24. So it is pleasant when it changes. Neutral feelings is pleasant when there is knowledge. So you know there's neutral feelings. You're happy about it. Painful when there is no knowledge. Painful because you don't even know there's neutral feelings there. There's flicking moment of this neutral feelings that because our mindfulness is not sharp enough, we will not be able to feel it. Like sitting here. All of us can have any of the category of pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Sometimes we didn't realize it. Or when we're full, after breakfast. We have breakfast all the time. We are very lucky. We don't even realize that, wow, it is neutral that we are full. Those of us who didn't eat yesterday after 12 until this morning, we will say, that's very nice. The stomach is full. So there you go. Just different people, a different perception. And also because it changes. When you don't have the change, you will not notice it. There's no knowledge of it. So I'm going to, so next one, to continue with the same sutra. Lady, what underlying tendency underlines pleasant feelings? What underlying tendency underlies painful feelings? And what underlying tendencies underlies neutral feelings? So the Bhikkhuni Visakha say, the underlying tendency to lust, desire, underlies the pleasant feelings. Or desire, lust for more, for pleasure, pleasant. You can contemplate that. I don't know what sort of mindfulness strip that you have, but it is that underlying our tendency. The underlying tendency to aversion underlies the painful feelings, and the underlying tendency to ignorance underlies the neutral feelings. We're going to talk more about it. I'm going to move on to the next sutra, which is going to demonstrate to you about what we have talked about the sense object. So the next sutra is also from Majjhima Nikaya, number 8 chain. Bhante Sujacho put it as the honey cake. But most of you that who read the sutra, we know that sutra called the honey ball. So that is, I'm going to read out what the Buddha say. So the I consciousness, so that's what we have been talking about, the I consciousness, the I, that is one of the sense organ, arises dependent on the eye and sights. So you will not be able to see me if you don't have the eye sense organ and the sights. The meeting of the three is contact. So this is from the work of the Buddha. Contact is a condition for feeling. So what you feel, what you perceive. So if you don't feel, you probably just arises a feeling. You can just leave it as is, do not analyze it. Then it will just go, passes away. But we perceive it much more, whether we like it and unlike it. I'm going to keep on reading out first. When you perceive, you think about. What you think about, you proliferate. What you proliferate is the source from which judgment, driven by proliferating perceptions, beset a person. This occurs with respect to the sight, known by the eyes in the past, future, and present. I'm so amazed by the clarity of the Buddha's teaching. So when we see something, don't use Ayya Seri. How about that? Some of you might not know me. Some of you who met me before, how about use me? Some of you know me. So when you with your eye, you saw me. And then, so that is the contact, and you have the sights and the consciousness. You perceive, yes, this is Ayya Seri. And you feel, then you have a feeling arises. It can be pain, unpleasant, pleasant, or neutral, depending your previous encounter with Ayya Seri or with bhikkhunis or anyone in robes, okay? But when you think about it, some of you know me. So I have someone that I haven't seen for a while. So she saw me. She said, "Can I give you a hug?" So then that, because the person have a pleasant feelings. So you think about, yeah, that's nice that she's here. And proliferating, think about, how do I go and see her, to greet her, and give her a hug? And then the person came to see me. And then when you proliferate, so then there's a judgment to come until you take actions. So that's go on all the time, whether we are aware of it or not aware of it. It goes not just people, food. You see, I got lentils today. Yummy. Or, the same things, simple things. So that's what the Buddha said. I'm going to read one more section. Where there is the eye, sight, and eye consciousness, it will be possible to discover evidence of contact. Where there is evidence of contact, it will be possible to discover evidence of feelings. Where there is evidence of feeling, it will be possible to discover evidence of perception. Where there is evidence of perception, there will be possible to discover evidence of thought. Where there is evidence of thought, it will be possible to discover evidence of being beset by the judgment driven by the proliferating perceptions. You can see that the chain of reactions is keep on going. Before I read one more sutra, I want to go to a simile, which I love that simile. Like you get onto a train. I don't know what is the train station here, Serpentine station. You meant to come here for retreat to Jhana Grove. You need to stop at Serpentine station. Someone probably goes to pick you up. I'm talking about feelings, like you're going on the train. But when you go onto the train, you all sorts of feelings, your feelings are at the station, probably in Perth. You meant to get onto the train to Serpentine. But because, you're feeling agitation, irritation, or anger, whatever, excitement, you saw someone that you know for a long time, you want to go and say hello to them, so you get onto their train. So instead of the train, you meant to come to Serpentine, you get onto the train to airport or whatever. So it is like the chain of reaction we're talking about. So you sense object, you saw to your friend, and then then you have the sense object, and then you have the consciousness or the feelings get together, and it become a contact. You saw the person, and then you want to follow them because of pleasant feelings. You want to go to say hello. So there's all this thinking, proliferation, all going on until you get onto the wrong train and go to airport. You meant to come here. So that is a train that I want to use as a simile. But there's possibility with mindfulness and cultivation. Hang on a minute. The mindfulness informs us, I'm not supposed to get into that train. I would like to say hi, but it's not the right time. I need to, or if you get onto the wrong train, you better get out. You say, no, I better get off the train and go back to the other train to go to Serpentine. If you have any feelings, anger or jealous, whatever, that irritation, be aware of it. And then just say, hang on a minute, this is not the right thing to do. Or why do, I'm angry about, and stop just before you do the next unwholesome thing. Then you just stop yourself, say, hang on, just drop it. So you stop the train from feelings to craving. Craving can be anything. Craving to follow your friend, to say hi. Craving the desire to really want to take action. You are so angry. You want to do something, hit the person. But because of mindfulness, you can stop the train from going to hitting the person to airport, and you just drop off, just get out the train. All right, enough of that story. The next one, the sutra I'm going to read, that is the one that I promised. The Buddha said there's no mixed feelings that I mentioned. This is a sutra also from Majjhima Nikaya, number 74. It's called With Diganaka. It is just basically called Diganaka Sutra. This is the name of the person. So I just read the first part, so you know where it's sometimes interesting when you read the sutra. It says, "So I have heard, at one time the Buddha was staying near Rajagaha on the Vulture's Peak mountain in the Bodh cave. And the wanderer Diganaga went up to the Buddha and exchanged greeting with him. When the greetings and polite conversation were over, he stood to one side and said to the Buddha." So then he asked the questions. So I'm going to read out the sections about that. They are these three feelings. So it all scattered all over the place. This is only Majjhima Nikaya. There's others Nikaya as well that talk about feelings. Three feelings: pleasant, painful, and neutral. At a time when you feel a pleasant feelings, you don't feel a painful feelings or neutral feelings. You only feel a pleasant feeling. At a time when you feel a painful feeling, you don't feel a pleasant or neutral feeling. You only feel a painful feeling. At a time when you feel a neutral feeling, you don't feel a pleasant or painful feeling. You only feel a neutral feeling. The next speech that's very important. Pleasant, painful, neutral feelings are impermanent, conditioned, dependently originated, dependent on contact, your sense organ, liable to end, vanish, fade away, and cease. Seeing this, a learned noble disciple grows disillusioned with pleasant, painful, and neutral feelings. Being disillusioned, desires fade away. When desire fades away, they are free. When they are free, they know they are free. So we can be free, liberated, enlightened. When this is one of the tools, the skills we can develop. So the Buddha was talking about all these feelings are changeable. It is not to be, if it's unpleasant, it's not always unpleasant. Even the weather, this is summer. We know this is Western Australia summer. But then in winter, we know that it's going to change, it's going to be cold. Then we complain about cold more. So the Buddha was saying they're changeable. They're likely to come at their end. They vanish, fade away, and cease. However, we know that it is changeable. We feel unpleasant, we don't like it. Some very intense feeling of sadness or grief or whatever situation, or very pleasant feelings, we know it's going to change. However, this do not mean that you don't need to, the Buddha is encouraging us to stay in whatever conditions, the situation we are in. Okay? With wisdom, we need to know, or with wisdom, then we know this is not a condition that we should stay forever. Let's say you are in, as I mentioned, your partner is an alcoholic and in an abusive situation. The Buddha didn't say that you keep on staying in that situation. So wisdom factor is the one that we need to use when it's time to change the situation. Or work is toxic situation. Buddha didn't say that. No, keep on going, because there's other factors playing in as well. Both sides keep on making bad karma. You don't want to keep doing that. Any one of us. Yeah? We can talk about it more. It's so fascinating, the Dharma. when you can investigate one part of it, but if you bring in the whole picture, the whole path, then that's where we have our wisdom factor being informed. What time am I supposed to finish? Oh, 10 o'clock. We need to meditate, okay? So that is the end of the sutras reading, and the beginning part of the investigating of contemplation of feelings. Don't worry, we've got more to look at about the feelings. And besides just talking about the feelings and what sort of feelings, what I'm very interested in is how we can put that into our practice. Just knowing the theory part of it is not enough. We need to know how to stop to go to the airport. We need to come to Serpentine station and come to Jhana Grove. So that is the part that I'm very interested in. That we can look at it together and we can share it. So now we are going to sit. I'm going to do a small guided meditation. I will do a full long meditation later this evening. Actually, sorry, before you go away, so before you switch off the lights, I've got one more thing to talk about. I think this morning when you are at the dining hall, you already see that case. I hope it's on the table. The mealtime reflections, is it there on each table? It is a very very good tools to use before we eat, especially in this situation, because everything is slowed down. No dining, you can't talk to other people. It's a good way to stop. Even at home or other times, if you can use the time, the dinner or lunch or whatever time, as a place to stop, to re-establish your mindfulness, so we don't get lost into what is happening around us. That's why I encourage everyone to do the mealtime reflections. That particular one I extracted it from Thich Nhat Hanh. There's so many ways of mealtime reflections that you can use. Okay, I'm going to talk a bit more why it is important as well. By mindful or aware of using as a stop time, sort of like a traffic light for us during mealtime, then it gives us opportunity to be aware of how we are feeling. We bring the mood to the mealtime with us. This morning you can be, wow, that's an interesting topic, contemplation of feelings. You can just say, boring. So all this, you bring it to the mealtime with you. Imagine that you are outside, working, or all those things happening, kids screaming, or your friends, or argument, what happened. When you sit down, some of us will just gobble it up. Some of us will so you can't taste what it is there, don't even know what we eat. So by using that as a stop, traffic lights for us, stop. Re-establish our mindfulness. And then we have a chance to contemplate what is the mood that we are bringing into the food time. It's a good practice. It creates a space for the day in our mind, body and mind, that we are more aware of what is going on, even with eating, because of our awareness, because of our mindfulness. We will eat and we will be able to digest the food. The body will be able to use nutrients in a more efficient way, rather than we just gobble it up. We don't know what is it. And so when you look at mealtime reflections, I think there's some outside as well before you enter to the hall. I'm not sure, but I didn't check. So there's 4 contemplations that's there. First one, so you can do that for dana today. When you get your plate, Before the food fill up, you get your plate. You look at your plate. It is empty. It says, my plate, now empty, will soon be filled with precious food. So that's one of the stop things that you can do. Before you do anything, the mind goes anywhere else, contemplating whatever other feelings. Rather, these keep us present moment with your plate standing there. So you know that we soon will fill up with precious food. When serving the food, do the people come for dana serve the food into your plate, or you help yourself? Help yourself? Okay. So when you are choosing your food, putting the food onto your plate, there is a contemplation. In this food, I see clearly the presence of the universe supporting my existence. True? You got people coming for dana. You don't need to cook. You don't need to pay for the food here, because people are willing and very happy to support all of us, all the retreatants here that are going on spiritual journey, keeping the precepts. That's a beautiful exchange and beautiful traditions, the Buddhist traditions. You can see that with people willing to support you. Besides people, the dana people need to go to work, get paid, they're practicing generosity, dana, to come to buy the food. Besides buying it, they cook it, and they're going to drive all the way up here, and then serve and put it onto the plate, onto the bowls. There's so much steps involved. Each steps, they are cultivating loving kindness, generosity for all of us here. And it cooked with love. They really want to do it. I knew someone who is going to offer dana, and they are not here. They are going away to see their family. But they organize to join in, be part of the dana for, I don't know which day, Saturday, today or tomorrow. So that is how so much support from the universe that we get. Just don't talk about outside, just these 2 days. Besides human beings, even though we might sell vegetarian food, only veggies, we didn't kill anything or whatever, we did. All the insects, all the other beings have to sacrifice for that plant to be plucked up too, for us to go onto our bowl. We don't know what other things that all the beings are involved, but they are willing. Willing or not, they're commissioned, they can't do anything, but they are part of it. And besides that, there is the sun, the wind, the rain, everything they got to put together. So that is one of the gratitude that you can arise in us. So third one, contemplating your food. In this plate of food, so fragrant, appetizing, also contains much suffering. Sufferings is the sacrifice of all the beings that put in for it to be served in front of us, in whatever way the sacrifices is, including the people who need to cook. They, in a way you can say they sacrifice, but another part you say they cook with joy, because they're willing, they are happily do that. But that is they're sacrificing their time and energy to support us for these two days here. And the fourth one, after you finish your meal, the plate is empty. My hunger is satisfied. I vow to live for the benefit of all beings. Or we determine to live for the benefits of all beings, with kindness, with gentleness, compassion, peace, no war, peace. Even you do nothing, you think that you do nothing, being silent here. Every minute you are staying here, being quiet and present, kind and gentle with one another. That is your offering. We talk about generosity. That is a gift to the universe, to all beings. That's part of the way you can live to benefit all beings. Of course, we can talk about all those people that who volunteer to do all sorts of work to make this possible too. They also contribute. So go back again, there's 4 contemplation. Before you serve your food, you get your plate, you look at your plate, you contemplate. When you're serving the food, before you eat, you contemplate the food. After you finish your meal, you contemplate. So there's 4 steps. That will give you the time to stop each step, to give you space and to cultivate, to slow us down. It's not just for the sake of reflection, so to slow us down, to train our mind not to run around and stop, to be present, eating and contemplating. Now, that's the end of it. I must say that because you're going to go to Jhana, I might not have time afterwards for the walking meditation. So now you can wiggle your body and you can meditate. And if you like, please go to sit on a chair. By sitting comfortably, we are actually, you can see you can dim the light totally. What I'm up to, thank you very much. It's a treat to have another bhikkhuni here. By sitting comfortably, you actually develop a positive relationship with meditation because you are not struggling. You will want to sit. It is a pleasant experience. Certain thing at the moment we want to, the wholesome activities like meditation, we want to maximize or incline the mind towards pleasantness. That's why these retreat centers built with so much comfort in mind, so that you don't need to search anywhere else for pleasant feelings except meditation. So we're going to sit comfortably and we're going to enjoy and relax the maximum and have fun with meditation. So sit comfortably in your seat, whether sitting down on a cushion or in a chair. And you need to change the position of your body. You can't mindfully and slowly change your position. You can wiggle your toes or move your legs around with mindfulness and care for yourself. Stay in this moment. Feel the touch of your body on the cushions, on the seat. And you can bring awareness to the body from the top of the head all the way to the toes. Any parts of the body you feel pain or discomfort, you can bring awareness there. Give it your TLC, your care and attention. And intentionally relax the part of the body. relax. Then move on to any parts of the body. And then stay in this beautiful silence. You can feel the silence. If your mind wanders off, just be aware of the mind running away. Let it be. Do not buy in to the story. Just continue to sit here, relax, watching the mind go away, and it will come back. Just relax. Do nothing. coming close to the end of the meditation session, I invite you once again to reflect on how the meditation has been for you. What works for you? What don't? You are learning how to incline the mind to peace, to silence. And I'm going to ring the bell and come out from the meditation at the end of the sound of the bell, and then open your eyes. Stretch a bit, wiggle a bit. Is it anyone haven't done walking meditation before? Please put up your hand if you haven't tried walking meditation before. So we're going to, because we're going to have quite a few walking meditation sessions today, so I'm going to give, first of all, to give some instructions. And then after that, we are going to do, that's the fun part. Some of you might like it, some of you might not, but it doesn't matter. I encourage you to give it a go. So we're going to do a group meditation after this. So for the walking meditation, just want to talk a bit about the benefits. It's very useful, especially in a retreat situation like this, because most of us cannot sit for a long time because of our body and the makeup of our body as well. So it's good to have some movement. So normally, for most meditation retreat, you go from sitting to walking, walking to sitting. So it is like a routine that go around and around, so that you can maintain your mindfulness and then you will not be disturbed. And there's other benefits of walking meditation, especially after a meal when we are our stomach a little bit full and all the blood going into the digestion. Trying to sit and meditate, your mind will have the tendency to keep on going to sleep. So walking is very good for digestion, and it's good to do that after a meal as well. And another time that's very useful to use to do walking meditation is when you are feeling really tired or agitated. I told the story many times about walking meditation. It's my own story. I have been, of course, in the monastery, especially a junior nun, and I can't remember what is the incident. There you go, the feelings come and go, can't even remember why I'm agitated, but I remember I was agitated. So I went back to my kuchi. I could not do anything. I was really agitated. The whole body, can feel all the cells in my body really like jumping around, really agitated, palpitation. all I could do is, in most of the kutis, in front there's a long walking path. So I was walking up and down. I wasn't walking, I almost fast walking. I didn't run, but really fast. But it took me a long time, 2 hours. And I can see that gradually I walk slower and slower. There's one of the way, the wholesome way, to let your unwholesome energy out. If sometimes you're just so irritated that you just cannot sit down. So that is, it's good to know, and you develop the skills of both sitting and walking meditation. There's many ways of walking meditation. I'm just go with the, can say simple. Sometimes simple is the best. Okay. So all you need to do, first thing is to choose anywhere in your, even at home or here. While the path in the side rooms, they are all, I don't know how many steps, do you know, Venerable? 10, 12? At least 15. That's wonderful. 15 to 20 steps are the best. Sometimes you couldn't. I walk in the cottages 12, 10. So you just choose a path, not a lot of obstructions, preferably not in the hilly area or difficult area, like a lot of stones and or in the gravels. So you cannot pay really that much attention unless it is a very straight path, you're familiar with the path. So you basically, I'll demonstrate afterwards. So you walk from one end to the other, stop, and then turn back, and then keep on walking to the other side. One foot after another. And when I say I was very agitated, all my mindfulness out of the window to start off with. All I know is just I'm agitated. I just keep on walking. Of course, I have to come to the end. There's no choice. Because the walking path, those of you been to the kutis in the nuns or the monks' monastery, so all the kutis have a walking path in front. You have to turn around. So I just, otherwise I'll wander off in the bush, which is not a good idea. Especially if you're agitated and angry, you lost your bearing. So you just keep on walking. Same thing here. Wherever you choose, unless you have been probably late in the afternoon or tomorrow morning, your mind will be much more steady and still. And then you will not need to start from beginning again. So you will be having a bit more calm. The pace will be slower and in a more calm way. But when you first started, you're always trying to find your pace. And it doesn't matter whether it is very fast or slow. A pace that suits you. Preferably the walking pace. You don't need to be deliberately slow down. You will, when your mind is more still, you will be naturally slowed down. I'm just going to demonstrate that. After that, we're going to do a group meditation, walking meditation. So we need to go to walk in a group. And you wonder why I have this for. That's my favorite. This is something that my teacher used to do in her weekend retreat. And so I'm going to hit. You're going to walk according to the beat. Tell more story afterwards. I tell the story regularly because that's my favorite story. So you just hit, you just go with my beat. If it's fast, you walk faster. If it's slow, you walk slower. It's a great way for you the beat is a great way to focus and concentrate your mind. Especially when you just come into the retreat, your mind, you're still thinking about something else, or thinking about lunch or something at home. So this will bring you back to present moment. And walking in a group, you can't run away. You must walk. Rather than you just thinking that, no, I don't like it, I would sit or do whatever. So this is a way that a great chance to contemplate the feelings of whether you like it or not, or you do it or not. You have to, if you're staying in this hall, we're going to be all doing the walking meditation. It's difficult to sit because I'm making a noise, okay? So I'm just going to come out. Actually, I don't have time. I need to make sure there's not too go over time. So I'm just going to do